Hey, welcome to How to Make Dinner. I'm Paula, and today I'm going to take you on a little trip with me to sunny Vancouver, BC. We just got back. It's Sunday evening, and we spent the weekend in Vancouver. And I was like, what am I gonna do about the video if I'm in Vancouver all weekend? So I figured, why not just try and, get some footage of us eating and doing our thing. So I hope that you enjoy this style of video. I mean, I'd love to do more like this. So let's go to Vancouver. We left on Friday afternoon, right after work, and we hopped on the ferry. So where we live, it's about an hour and a half ferry ride to Vancouver, and you need to take some buses and the ferry. So it takes a good few hours, but we arrived around 6 and checked into our hotel and just kind of got settled. And we were pretty hungry by this point, and we wanted to go somewhere good, but we also didn't want to walk super far. So we were staying in the general downtown area in Cole Harbour, where there's quite a few hotels. And so we ended up just walking to Gastown, which is great. There's tons of good bars and restaurants in Gastown. So we walked there. It's about a 15-minute walk from where we were staying. It always feels so nice to go and visit Vancouver. I lived there for 5 years from, 2005 till 2010, and had quite a few jobs and stuff. So it's always nice to just kind of walk by my old places of work and see what's happening there. Actually, one of the places I used to work was in Gastown. It was called the Annex, and it was a really cute little kind of cafe bar. And we walked by, and it was totally boarded up, and there was a for lease sign in the window. So I guess there's nothing going on there anymore. I remembered as we were walking that there was a restaurant that I used to love in Gastown called Jules, and I hadn't eaten there in about 15 years, I realized, because I can't believe how time flies. But I distinctly remember having a really, really good onion soup there. It's a kind of a classic French restaurant, but it's not super fancy. It's kind of perfect. It's just like casual, but the food is great, not fussy, feels nice. So we went there, and there was about an hour wait, so we put our names down. So we popped into this place called the Twisted Fork, which I've talked about before because in the Caesar cocktail video that I did years ago, I talked about this Caesar that's made with fresh dill, and that's the restaurant that makes them. So that's called the Brutus Caesar if you ever go to the Twisted Fork. It's just a nice spot. We had some polenta fries that came with really, really garlicky mayo, and that was awesome. And a nice drink. And we sat in the window and watched people walk by, which is great. And then we walked back to Jules and got in, and we ordered some onion soups, and we ordered some wine and some beer and some mussels, and we got bread. And it was just one of those dinners where we just lingered for a really long time. And then we walked back to our hotel and basically passed out. The next morning, we woke up to so much sunshine. It was really, really cold. I think it was about 2 or 3 degrees, but it was so nice and sunny, and we just could not wait to go outside. And my partner and I both absolutely love just walking and just meandering for hours. And we just like to walk and stop in and have snacks and drinks at places along the way. So that's exactly what we did. We left the hotel. I swear we ended up walking, I think it was like 20 kilometers on Saturday. It was so, so nice. We walked through the west end of Vancouver. We just found a coffee shop that had coffee, obviously, and they had these breakfast wraps that looked really good. So I picked up a turkey chorizo breakfast wrap and rhubarb Danish. We just wanted something we could eat and kind of sit on a bench and have. And the turkey chorizo breakfast wrap was so good. And I'm sorry, but I totally forgot to get any footage, but we just sat on a log on the beach, and the sand was all frosty because it was so cold out, and we just ate these and drank coffee and then set off on our way. So after that, we hopped in one of the little harbor taxis that takes you from the West End on the beach to Granville Island. And they're like $3 and you can just hop in. And we wandered around Granville Island for a bit. Didn't really buy anything, although there was a really good looking pickle stall and they had tons of different pickles. And I asked if I could buy a single pickle from them and they said no, but they did offer a sample. So they gave me a couple nice chunks of pickle to try and they were so good. The mustard pickle was really good. I'll definitely go back and buy some next time because they were so nice. From Granville Island, we wandered all the way along the seawall. We ended up at Science World. Right near Science World, there was a really cute chai wagon. So there was a girl there that was making a few different varieties of chai, both hot and iced. So we had a couple of those and took them on our walk. It was really good, really gingery, really cardamom-y, just like really packed a punch. It was delicious. And then we did a nice little rip through Chinatown. And then there's a whole bunch of cute little neighborhoods as you head east out of Chinatown, and you'll eventually end up at Commercial Drive. So this is my old neighborhood. I used to bike this route every day because I worked kind of in the downtown east side, Gastown area, and then I lived on Commercial Drive. So I love walking or biking this route because it just makes me feel super nostalgic for my mid-20s. We wandered along the drive for a bit and there were a couple of restaurants I really wanted to try that were new, but honestly, the weather was so nice that I could not bear the idea of sitting inside anywhere. So we had to go to a patio. It was a requirement. And we ended up finding a random patio that was above the street. It was on the second floor and they had Caesars and they had beers. And so we had some of those. And then I also ordered some edamame that came with this really nice dip. It was basically just mayo, but I think that the mayo had some sesame oil worked into it as well. And it was so nice. I don't know why I've never had edamame with dip before, but it needs to be a thing because it's great. And then we walked all the way up to 10th Avenue and cut across to Main Street. So this is quite a long walk. You know, we told our friend later the route we took and she was like, wow, you walked all that way? It's like, yeah. Anyway, so we got to Main Street and I remembered a sushi place that I really loved from back in the day as well. Again, it's been 12 or more years since I've been there. I didn't even know if it was still gonna be there. So we walked up to check it out and it was still there, but it was not an open sit-down restaurant anymore. They'd basically converted it into a takeout window, which was fine. We just thought, okay, I guess we're not eating here, but we can still order something. So we ordered, the one thing that I remembered from back in the day was this box sushi, like a pressed sushi, and it had 3 kinds of fish on top. And it had really thinly sliced lemon on top as well, like the whole lemon with the peel and everything. And that made it so special, like biting into the zesty lemon that's not only just zesty, but also has the bitterness of the peel. It was really nice. So we just ordered one of those and snacked on it in the back alley and then kept going on our way. After a quick recharge at our hotel, we were starting to get hungry again and we were craving ramen, as we often do in Vancouver and anywhere. And we phoned up our friend Caledonia and she came to join us. So we all went to a place called Kintaro, which is in the West End, Vancouver on Denman Street. This is one of those ones that's just been around forever and it's supposed to be really good. None of us had ever been there before. And it was really good. The bowls were huge, like double the size of any ramen bowl I've ever had. After the ramen, we decided to hop over back to Gastown and go to a place called The Greek. We sat at a nice little table upstairs and we had some drinks and it was lovely. And then again, we went home and passed out. I was really happy about going home and passing out because I had signed up for my friend's spin class the next morning, so I didn't want to be out too late. So woke up again to another really beautiful day and I was feeling not too bad, but also not like I was ready to do a really high intensity spin class. So I walked to a coffee shop around the corner, got a couple coffees and got another breakfast wrap. The turkey chorizo one I had was from JJ Bean, which was great. This one was from Cafe Artigiano and it was fine, but not a showstopper, if you will. I was starting to feel a little bit more recharged and I walked to the spin class, which was about a 25-minute walk across town, which I didn't realize it was going to be that long, but it's far. When you're in a city that's kind of big, it takes a long time to walk from one side of downtown to the other. So that was the situation. And I did the spin class and I saw my friend Bridget and it was pretty spicy and fun. Although we enjoyed our ramen experience on Saturday night at Kintaro, we were still feeling a little bit unsatisfied in the ramen department. And I'm sorry that this is a 2 ramen weekend. Next time I'm gonna try and give you a bit more variety. But yeah, we had to go to our favorite ramen spot, which is called, I'll put it up on the screen. It's right by the library in Vancouver and there are a couple of locations and it's so good. So I had the miso ramen, which is the same order from the night before. It's kind of nice to have a comparison. It was really creamy and it was just delicious. I also loved how they had this little bottle of salty sauce, they called it. I don't know if it's just salt and water, but it's just kind of nice to have a little salty extra to put in your ramen because I'm a salt tooth. I don't know if you know that about me. They also have a couple other toppings on the table. They have fried garlic chips, which I love. And they have some sesame seeds and some chili flakes on the table as well. And we ordered some gyoza, which was lovely. After that, we just headed back to the ferry. I decided some frozen yogurt on the ferry was in order. So I filled my frozen yogurt cups a normal amount and then I went to pay for them and the guy on the ferry was like, "Oh, is that all you want? Because I can fill them up way more for you." And I thought it would just be funny. I didn't realize what he was gonna do, but he filled them insanely high. It was like a leaning tower of frozen yogurt or ice cream or whatever it is. We didn't finish them both, unfortunately, but it was kind of funny and it was a fun experience, even though I don't like wasting food. Now we're home, it's the evening. We've been eating obviously quite a bit, so I thought it would be nice to have kind of just an easy, semi-light, but still cozy dinner. So I just made a greens and beans scenario. I used chickpeas instead of white beans because that's what I had. And because it's Sunday night and I always get a little bit of the Monday blues, I feel like I need something during the week to really look forward to make me excited about the week. So I've decided that I want to make some overnight oats just now because I think that'll help me in the morning to wake up and be excited about the day and the week. Here's how I make my overnight oats. Maybe I'll just see if I can bring this camera down. About equal parts yogurt, whatever milk product I have on hand. Right now it's soy milk, and I just roughly estimate equal parts. And then equal parts again of quick cooking oats. And then I always do about a tablespoon or 2 of chia seeds. The chia seeds, I love the texture and I love how they make the texture of the oatmeal just kind of really nice and thick. So that's the base. And then I like to add some extras sometimes. So today I'm gonna add some raisins. And I'm also gonna add some frozen blueberries. Quite a few because I like it when it's basically equal parts blueberries to other stuff. And that's it. So I'm going to stick a lid on this and put it in the fridge, and then it'll be breakfast. All right, so that's it for our weekend away in Vancouver. I hope you liked this episode, and let me know if you'd like me to do more like this in the future. This was definitely my first time trying to do a video of this style, so I feel like a little bit of practice will go a long way. It's really important to me in this time of our existence to go out to restaurants and support the hospitality industry. I come from the hospitality industry, and I think it's so important to the fabric of our society. I want to make sure that bakeries and restaurants and bars can stay open and stay alive. A lot of restaurants are having a hard time recovering from the last couple of years, and it's going to take some time. And I think that we should all do our best to support, especially the smaller restaurants and hospitality businesses in our communities. So hoping to get out a lot more and show you some more of what my local area has to offer. That's it for this week. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again next week.